What is up, everybody? It is Mars Sports by Marshall, and oh boy, we got some March Madness brackets to reveal today. I'm not LeBron, but anyways, today we're gonna be taking a look at the women's and the men's brackets that were revealed yesterday evening. As if y'all don't know what March Madness is, think of it like college. Well, it is college, but like you know what March Madness is? It's literally college football or college basketball playoffs, and it includes a lot of teams, 68 teams, which that's a lot, and a lot of those particularly coming from one conference. But anyways, today we are going to cover March Madness brackets, and I will be doing predictions later this week, but at least before the tournament starts. Yeah. Before we get started, I don't know as much. I don't watch as much basketball as much watch football, so if some of my knowledge is incorrect, I apologize, or lack of knowledge, I guess, more of. I apologize. I do like watching some basketball though, especially in college basketball. I actually watch. I'll actually be honest with you. I actually watch more women's, to be honest with you, than men's because the Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese effect is real, and like women's basketball has some really good games too. Nothing against men's. I think men's has great games too, but I generally find myself watching more women's basketball. Plus, y'all know me, I'm an LSU fan. LSU's women's basketball is very good. Their men's, we don't talk about the men's. But anyways, yeah, anyways, but there's that. So we're gonna be covering all the brackets and we're covering all the matchups. Yeah, we're gonna be going in. So yeah, we got both women's and men's pulled up. We're gonna put them both all in once. Yeah. Anyways, let's do this. Before we get started, let's get started. Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say, but anyways, let's freaking frack and do this. So let's start off with ladies first. All right, let's do this. So, make myself a little bigger. Yeah, now I'm big now. Anyways, let's do this. So, sorry if it's a little hard for y'all to see. Let me see if I can zoom it in or something. Hold up. Is it what the what's the command? Why is it not zooming in? Hold up. Oh, there we go. It took like forever to read it, but whatever. Anyways, so this is off the women NCAA website. Let's start off with the first four matchups, which are the two teams that are in, but they have to play a matchup. It's like a playing match, basically. And they want to move on to the next round. They have to play an extra games. Yeah. And let's do this. So, first up, we have in Austin, we have High Point versus William and Mary. That's actually, yeah. So High Point is 12 and 21 and 11, and William Mary's 15 and 18. So that would be an interesting match there. See how that goes. Then we have UC San Diego, different from San Diego State, which we'll talk about San Diego State in a bit. Versus Southern. So two Baton Rouge schools made it in. Um, as they'll be playing to get in as High Point William Mary will be playing to get in to play. Where are they at? I believe they're either 16th or 11th seed. Yeah, they're 16th, and they're going to be playing Texas, who are very close to winning the SEC. Or did they win the SEC? I forgot. I don't know. But Texas is a very good basketball team. Of course, it's their first year in the SEC. Who? Sorry, some of my knowledge. Again, like I said, some of my knowledge is not exactly the part. Who won the SEC basketball women's? I believe it was Texas or South Carolina. It was. It says Florida. That was for the men's though. Um, yeah. Anyways, there's that. Point is, they both got number one seeds in their res- respective regions. Yeah. And then Chapel Hill, where North Carolina is. We'll talk about North Carolina about the men's, which is pretty crazy. We got Columbia taking on Washington. So we got, I don't know what conference Columbia's in. We also have a Big Ten school. Washington's first in the Big Ten, so and they make it into the tournament. They will have to play a match, but hey, what do I know? There's that. And then we have Iowa State versus Princeton. So we have a Big 12 take on Ivy League. I think a lot of the Ivy League schools are underrated. I think there's a lot of good Ivy League schools that are good at basketball. So yeah. Plus, they're really smart, obviously. But yeah, Iowa State, of course, they've gotten really popular in football. So we'll see they can do in basketball. Now we'll in the tournament they play Notre Dame. So yeah. Anyways, let's do this. Um, Starting off, let's go to Spokane, in Region One, as we have the number one seed UCLA, who was really good all year. They were the best. They're one of the best teams in the Big Ten this year. Maybe even the best. I think they won the conference, if I'm not mistaken. But UCLA makes it in as they're going to host their first part of the tournament because they're the number one seed. Because in women's, and I don't know if it's I don't it might be I think it's a little different for men's. If you get one, two, three, or four seed, you get to host the first two rounds in your respective part of the bracket. Yeah, so UCLA will be playing either UC San Diego or Southern. They'll probably my guess is San Diego based on geography, but what do I know? We'll see. I think both teams have a shot. And then we have Richmond taking on Georgia Tech. Uh, so there's that. And then in Waco, we have Ole Miss. We have Ole Miss who actually beat LSU uh, late in the season, so they might be up to something. Taking on Ball State, a team from the MAC. Uh, and then you have not by the way, not the MAC, not the MAC, because there's two MACs apparently. Um, yeah, and then the Baylor was really good in the Big 12 all year. Um, but they're even hosting. Yeah, I don't know. So number four seed goes to Baylor, who was really good all year. Uh, One of the best teams in the Big 12, so they get to host. They're part of the brackets. They'll take on GCU, um, who has a 32 and 2 record, so that might be one to watch. They're number 13 seed, by the way. UCLA is number one. UC San Diego slash Southern is number 16. Richmond number 8. Georgia Tech's number 9. Ole Miss is number 5. Ball State's number 12. Baylor's number 4. And GCU is 13, aka Grand Canyon. Yeah. Anyways, moving on to Baton Rouge. That's always a good sign. I think Southern would have much rather be in this part of the bracket, but what do I know? Then we'll have Florida State, who's number 6 seed, with a 23-8 record, taking on George Mason with a 27-5 record. I believe this is like George Mason's first time in the tournament, something like that, something, or first time in a while. So good for them. No, I think they're based in they're in Virginia, but so there's that. And then we have the third team, my LSU Tigers. Go Tigers! John, know I'm an LSU fan with a 28-5 record. They've had some late season losses, like against Alabama in the overtime match, where they basically came back from a big deficit just to lose. Still, it's Alabama of all teams. And then they also lost to Ole Miss later in the season. But they also lost to South Carolina and they lost to Texas twice, once in the regular season, once in the tournament. So we'll see. Maybe they'll face off each other, although it would have to be in the actual turn championship. Yeah, but we'll see how else you could do. We'll see how. Hopefully, J. Johnson's healthy and all that. And it will cook versus San Diego State, who won the Mountain West. So yeah, they get the number 14 seed as they go through like Colorado State to win it. Yeah, I know. I was watching a little bit in the Mountain West tournament. Yeah, but San Diego State's it's a good team. We'll see how LSU does against them. They've been coming off as of late. Like they've been coming off as of late, as they've been really really good. So yeah, I believe all the teams they beat, they lost to eventually in the season. I was looking at their schedule yesterday. Yeah, so there's that. Whereas in Raleigh, we have Michigan State with a 21-9 record, at the seventh seed. So they'll be taking on Ivy League school Harvard, with a 24-4 record. Harvard has a really good basketball team this year. I think they won the Ivy League. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. And yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not very good at the knowledge of basketball as much as I am as football, but I'm trying to get to basketball, and I think yeah, there's that. I watched March Madness a lot, so each year, so yeah. Wish I could watch more of the regular season, but like I don't know where the games are put on, but yeah. But there's that, and then we have NC State, who's hosting the actual part of the tournament with a 26-6 record at number two, taking on Vermont with a 21-12 record at 15. So some good stuff going on there. Um, as as you can see the dates right here. I'm not gonna read. I don't feel like reading them off right now just because we already went through that. Yeah. I already went through all those matches, but yeah. Anyways, moving on, we're going down to Region 2. It's on this side right here. So we have number one seed South Carolina, who had an undefeated season last year, which is very, very impressive to do in college basketball. They actually beat Caitlin Clark in the finals. South Carolina, very good team again this year. The men's might have not made it, but the women's did. So, because if y'all know, 14 SEC teams made the March Madness bracket, which is a record high for any conference. In the men's is 14 to 16, and the two that didn't make it were South Carolina and LSU somehow. But what do I know? Let's be real, LSU probably didn't deserve to be there anyway. But yeah, in the men's at least because they lost too many games. But yeah, maybe they'll enter the NIT tournament again. We'll see. Just enter it just to lose to North Texas, which is my second favorite team because they're like 10 minutes away from my house. But yeah. Anyways, there's that South Carolina as number one seed as they'll be hosting the actual thing, actual the sorry the part of the tournament is they'll be taking on Tennessee Tech. So we'll see what Tennessee Tech's got against them. Not too far of a drive for Tennessee Tech. Then you have Utah. As Tennessee Tech's in the 16th seed. Of course, South Carolina's in the number one seed, taking on Utah. Or no, they're not taking. And then the next matchup is Utah, who's 22 and 8 and the number 8 seed, first year in the Big 12. They're taking on the Green Bay Phoenix, which is a very weird name because theoretically they should be the Packers, but what do I know? Um, but yeah, there's that. We'll see how. Oh wait, I was looking at the wrong. What? Sorry, my eyes are off today. I just got so focused on Green Bay. No, Utah's taking on Indiana, a team from the Big Ten, which has a very successful basketball program. Seems like as they missed the men's this year, but they made the women's at least. As they're, I believe, barely missed the men's. But yeah, they're also their football team is also going very good. So yeah, it's a 19-12 record and the number 19. I tell you what, that Big Ten's really. I feel like the Big Ten, ESC are the best conferences in the in basketball this year. Seems like at least in women's. But yeah, but we'll see how the matchup goes. Moving on, we have number five, Alabama. Y'all know how much I dislike Alabama. My least favorite team, but I mean, I, I watch them primarily in football, obviously. As they actually beat LSU, like I said earlier, in overtime. They almost choked that game away, but unfortunately they won. But yeah, versus Green Bay. There's Green Bay with a 19 or 29 to 5 record. Yes, this is actually I'm reading it in the right place this time. Alabama's number 5 seed, and Green Bay's number 12 seed. Please pull off the upset, Green Bay. I'm begging y'all, bro. And you also have and then you also have Maryland at number 4 seed, who's hosting the actual thing. Another Big Ten team. So you got a lot of these Big Ten teams that are very good. Taking on Norfolk State, which I believe is the school that Michael Vick's coaching. I think now at football, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot. I think that's so there's that. Norfolk State's got a really good record with 30-4, so we'll see what they can do against Maryland. Yeah. And then Chapel Hill, by the way, no disclaimer, I don't know how all these tournament seedings work exactly, but I'm just reading them off. Yeah. As obviously a lot of the viewers have way more knowledge than I do, but I'm just reading them. I'm gonna get to basketball, so yeah. And then in Chapel Hill. You have West Virginia, who's at a 24-7 record, 365, baby. At the number 6 seed. They'll be taking on either Columbia or Washington. So we'll see how that match plays out. And then we'll have North Carolina, who's hosting the actual part of the bracket, a 27-7 record. And number 3 seed, they barely made the men's, but they made the women's pretty well. Taking on Oregon State with a 19-15 record. I don't even know what conference they're in at this point. Are they still in the Pac-12 in basketball? I think they might move to a different conference. I don't know. But considering they lost a lot of people, I heard, um, I guess from the transfer portal, if I had to guess, probably graduation as well. It's impressive to see them back in the tournament. We'll see how they can do against North Carolina. And then, and Durham, which there's a lot of freaking North Carolina teams hosting teams. Um, so Vanderbilt, 22-10 record at number 7. Um, God, who's called? Oh, um, okay. All right, so here we are. We're at Vanderbilt, who's 12, 22 and 10. They believe they made, yeah, they made both men's and women's, so good for them. Of all the SEC teams I don't like, actually, I kind of pull for Vanderbilt because of how like how much they're struggling in football, but like, but, but yeah, they're in the women's tournament, so there's that. By the way, Yush here if y'all want to say hi, but there's that. Who will be taking out Oregon, who's 19-11, their first, who was at the number 10 seed. As Oregon's first year in the Big Ten, they in a really tough Big Ten, they make the tournament still, so there's that. And then they might actually take an Oregon State, ironically, but yeah, if they make it far enough, that's gonna happen. We'll see. And then we have Duke, one of the best freaking teams in basketball out there, like in women's and men's. It seems like taking on the Patriot League, I think it's called Patriot League champion, who's at number 15. The Lehigh, I believe they're. I know they're a bird mascot, yeah, but yeah, Duke, who's number 2, we're taking on Lehigh, who's number 15. So we'll see how Lehigh can do. It'll be a tough task for Lehigh, but we'll see what they can do. Let's move on to region number 3, as we have in Austin, we have Horns Down, Texas. Yeah. So we have Texas at 31-3, who are very good in their first year in the SEC. It seems like that's a trend in a lot of sports. So there's that. But they'll be taking on either High Point or William Mary, depending on who wins that match. That'll be Austin. So yeah, I was actually in Austin a few months ago. Texas is a very good team this year. Maybe they'll win. Maybe they'll make it far. They're probably the favorite to win. They were definitely one of the favorites to win that part of the bracket. So yeah, we'll see. And then we have Illinois, 21-9 record in the Big Ten. With at seed number 8, taking on Creighton, who's always been a good basketball program, at number 9. So there's that. And then in Columbus, we have Columbus, Ohio, by the way. We have Tennessee, who's at a 22-9 record at number 5, which LSU beat twice. So I'm a big LSU fan, so I had to say it. Taking on South Florida and a 13-10 record, who's in the AAC. So there's that. And they're number 12 seed. They might have. I saw some dude predict that South Florida will beat them, but we'll see what happens. I've seen crazier March Madness. And then we'll see number 4 Ohio State, who's hosting this part of the bracket at a 25-6 record, taking on Montana State, who has a 30-3 record. Montana State FCS powerhouse, by the way, as of late. So that might be an interesting matchup. Maybe Montana State could do something interesting in that matchup. We'll see. And then in Notre Dame, and I don't know what the city's called, but I know. But is it actually called Notre Dame? I don't know. But we have Michigan at a 22-10 record, taking on either Iowa State or Princeton, depending on who wins that game. So it's either going to be a Big 12 school or an Ivy League school. Yeah. And then you have Notre Dame, 26-5 record, number 3, taking on Stephen F. Austin, who's from Texas in Nacogdoches, which is East Texas, at number 14. Shout out to my second grade teacher, Miss Warden, by the way. She went to SFA, so yeah. I haven't seen her in forever, but yeah, there's that. They're at a 29-5 record. Maybe they'll do something. 'Cause I always pull for or well, unless it's a school I don't really like. I usually pull for Texas schools, unless it's Texas A&M, and I guess sometimes Texas. But yeah, just they're in the SEC. I kind of have to pull against them. But yeah, anyways, and then we have Fort Worth. Maybe this give me an excuse to go to a basketball game since Fort Worth's only 30 minutes away, so I might as well. I don't even know much of these teams, but well, I know 3 of the 4 from football, but might as well. But it gives me an excuse to go to a basketball game, to a March Madness basketball game too. Yeah. But anyways, number 7 Louisville, uh, at a 21-10 record, will be taking on Nebraska with a 21-11 record at number 10. So same amount of wins, only one loss splits them. So, yeah, but there's that. Uh, yeah, you just left. No, yeah, but there's that as, and then we have number 2, who's actually hosting TCU, who I believe won the Big 12, if I'm not mistaken. Freaking took Haley Van Lith from us, but it is what it is. But they have a 31-3 record as they're in the number 2 seed. They'll be taking on FDU, which I believe is Fairleigh Dickinson, who I've never even heard of, to be honest with you. A lot of these schools I'm not even familiar with. at number as they'll be at number 15 seed. So like I know a lot of these schools from football, but yeah, but as yeah, we'll see how TCU and FDU can do. So yeah, we'll see how that matchup goes. Now move on to region four of the bracket. Um, as we have USC at a 28-3 record. Falcons fans might cringe at that versus UNC Greensboro at a 25-6 record. So we'll see how they can do there. I think South California, I guess. South California's got the edge. So but we'll see. Maybe UNC Greensboro can put up a five. Yeah, this is the Spokane 4 region. And then we have California versus Cal, who's at number 8 seed, first year in the ACC, by the way. Actually won the close, probably the closest game they've had all year. They're in Los Angeles, to be honest with you. Closer than almost all of their in-conference opponents outside of Stanford. Taking on Mississippi State and number 9 seed at 21-11. Once again, the SC supremacy comes in. Um, it might Mississippi State's football team kind of sucks, but their basketball team's actually pretty good. So yeah. And then in Lexington, we have Kansas State at a 26-6 record at number 5, who will be taking on Fairfield at a 28-4 record at number 12. So we'll see how that goes. And then for Kentucky, basketball powerhouse, Kentucky, with a 22-7 record, they actually have less losses than their football team had, which is very, which is very weird because the football team played way less games. Yeah, at least y'all beat Ole Miss, though. I'll give y'all that. And they'll be taking on Liberty, who's a 26-6 record. I believe they won the CUSA. So yeah, there's that. And they'll be the number 13 seed. Winning the CUSA, as the CUSA is a very evolving, changing conference, it seems like every year at this point. But yeah, there's that. And then in Norman, we have Iowa, a Caitlin Clark-less Iowa, but they made it back to the tournament, so I'll give them that. So at least they're kind of rebuild this year, well, but they made the tournament still. They'll be the number 6 seed. Taking on Murray State, who's at number 11, which I think Murray State has potential to pull off an upset. So yeah, especially against the Iowa team. Yeah, it's still pretty good, but who knows what'll happen. And then we have number 3 Oklahoma. It's actually I just realized this matchup is one of the closer ones to me. It's not that close, but still. It's 25-7. We'll be taking on FGCU, who's 30-3, very good record. So we'll see how they fare against each other. There's that OU, of course, is their first year in the SEC as well, just like Texas. So, yeah, making the tournament for the first in the first year, it's pretty impressive. Then we have then we have in Stores, Connecticut, we have Oklahoma State with a 25-6 record taking on South Dakota State, FCS powerhouse 29-3 record. As we'll see how that goes. As we could see Oklahoma State play each other at the seedings fair out, or who knows what that's gonna happen. We'll see. But there's that. But Oklahoma State also has less lot. Their basketball team has less loss than their football team as well. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm way into college football. Maybe a little too much. Yeah. There's nobody taking FGCU. No, excuse me, South Dakota State. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. Um, and ironically, I just realized Oklahoma has the same amount of losses in their basketball team as their football team. But thanks for being Alabama, by the way. Anyways, then we have UConn, so in that part. 31-3 basketball powerhouse, it seems like. Taking on all. I know there's some controversy with like USC and UConn seeding. Taking on Arkansas State, who has a 21-10 record. I believe it's one of the first times, maybe the first time they made it. So yeah, Arkansas State makes it, I believe, throughout the Sun Belt. In basketball, I know they're at Sun Belt in football. I don't know about basketball, but yeah, but there's that. Is this shaping up to be a really good tournament? As I just realized it's South Florida makes it's literally a home game for them if they make the actual Final Four or championship and all that. But yeah, there's that. Yeah, but yeah, so that'll be interesting. So we'll see how that tournament goes. I'll make predictions. It's probably not gonna be the greatest predictions ever, but who cares? Moving on to the men's, if my computer ever wants to work. Dude, just look at how slow this stupid freaking computer is, dude. It's taking forever to load. Like why is it taking so long to load? I'm just trying to open Reddit, man. Like, why? 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 Why, brother? Why? Anyways, at the NCAA tournament. There's a lot of SEC teams then, so let's do this. Starting off with these, starting off with the play-in matches, we have Alabama State taking on St. Francis. We'll see how that goes. Um, as yeah, yeah, like I said, they're in different cities. Like they don't actually have the home host city, like the host college. I actually like the women's system better with that because like it's home field advantage. I think is interesting. Yeah, but there's that 16 versus 16. Alabama State, St. Francis. We'll see how that goes. And then San Diego State, like we talked about earlier, who's been LSU. This time they're playing North Carolina. I think that record cut off a little. There's no way they're 22-1 have to put in the play-in match, but that's hard in general. Go basketball. I guess so that loss counts inaccurate. I think it's just because it got cut off. North Carolina though, pretty weird spot for them to be in general, but we'll see how they can do. Maybe they'll put a chip on their shoulder the whole tournament. We'll see. As a national semifinal, excuse me, the other player game is American, very, very American name. That's the most generic name for a U.S. university I respected. A 22-12 record taking on Mount St. Mary's with also a 22-12 record. So I guess pretty even matchup if you consider your records. And then you have Texas, first year in the SEC, and the 19-15 record, taking on Xavier, 21-11 record, who's been good at basketball in general. They make the tournament, but play a match. I feel like they're usually in the play a match. Let's start off with the South Regional in Atlanta. At least that's the part, the bracket. We'll start off with Auburn gets the number one seed. They didn't win the SEC, but they've been really good all year. So at least you have basketball to like, because your football team kind of sucks. But at least you beat out A&M, so I'll give you all that. But I know I keep on saying bring it up like, but their basketball team was less lost than their football team. But Auburn at the number one seed, and then either Alabama State or St. Francis. So potential for an in-state matchup, which is not actually in-state because it's in Lexington. And then you have Louisville, uh, number 8, 17, 27, 7. If it's actually in Kentucky, then it's kind of a de facto home game for them. Taking on Crichton, who's a 24-10 record. So, excuse me, we'll see how that goes. Yeah. And then there's that part, the bracket. And you have in Denver, you have Michigan with a 24-9 record at number 5, taking on UC San Diego, 30-4 record. So both San Diego schools made both tournaments. So that's something. So, and UC San Diego's got a very good record with 30-4. So we'll see how they can do against them. And yeah, by the way, I will do a lot of research and make my predictions. I promise. Yeah, but there's that. By the way, we're reading this off Reddit. I promise it's the official bracket. You can search it up. And then in number 4 seed you have Texas A&M and 22-10 record, taking on Yale with 22-7 record. I think Yale has potential to beat them, honestly. So yeah. Well, we'll see. I hope Yale beats them. That'd be pretty epic. Yeah. And then moving on to Milwaukee, we have number 6 Ole Miss taking on either San Diego State or North Carolina. Imagine North Carolina makes it. That'd be crazy. North Carolina's got potential to win that game. Although I don't know. That's because they used to. We'll see. I don't know. I just know North Carolina's usually been a good basketball school. Theoretically, they have a chance, but I don't know. And then number 3, Iowa State will be taking on Lipscomb. So both with 9 losses, and both with and Iowa State's 24 wins, and Lipscomb is 25 wins. So we'll see how that pans out. And then number 27, we're in Cleveland now. Number 7, I must have 27. Number 7, Marquette taking on number 10, New Mexico. So we'll see how that goes. I believe New Mexico in the Mountain West. I don't know. I know they're in the Mountain West. I don't know if they won it though. Um, as we'll see how that goes. And then we have number 2, Michigan State. I believe they or is either Michigan or there's either Michigan or Wisconsin that won the Big Ten. Yeah, yeah, Michigan State, 27-6 record, and then taking on Bryant with a 23-11 record. So Denny Hamlin, Michael Jordan, Denny Hamlin record. You know, you know. That's Michigan State's number 2 and Bryant's number 15. So yeah. And now we move on to Raleigh with Florida, number 1, won the ICC, and has been really good as of late. taking on Norfolk State with 24-10 record. We'll see if Norfolk can even stand a chance. We'll see. But that Florida team is really good. And then you have powerhouse UConn at number 8 taking on Oklahoma's at number 9. So that's actually a really intriguing matchup, I think, between two. I mean, I remember LSU somehow beat Oklahoma in a very high scoring match from what I remember. But the other women's or men's. I know they beat them in men's, I think. But yeah. I forgot what the sport was, but yeah. And then you have and then now we move on to as there's that. Now we move on to Seattle. As number 5, Memphis will be taking on number 12, Colorado State. Memphis won the American, I believe, over UAB, so that that's good. Now, I saw the AAC tournament happen in Fort Worth. Man, I should have gone, bro. Yeah, that happened. My me were my second favorite team, I guess. The Mean Green were so close, bro. Well, they're in the semis. Man, North Texas freaking made the tournament. That was pretty epic, but yeah. But yeah, but Memphis will be taking on Colorado State, who's in the Mountain West. So there's that. Colorado State, I believe, made the fi Colorado State, I believe, made the finals. Yeah, they made the championship against I forgot who they played, but what do I know? Maybe Mexico. I don't know. Anyways, but they make the tournament. So yeah, frick, I lost where I am. I'm reading on the up the left side and right side this time. By the way, there's that, and then we have Maryland with a 25-8 record, taking on Grand Canyon with a 26-7 record. Maryland's number number four, sorry, and Grand Canyon's at number 3. So we'll see how that matchup fares out. Both Grand Canyon teams made the tournament. And you had number 6 Missouri having a bounce back season. I believe I heard they didn't win a single conference game last year. They'll be taking on Drake. I hear like him young. Sorry. Who's 20 there's a 30-3 record. Dude, I think Drake has potential to pull off an upset. I'm just saying. I think they got potential. I mean, that's a good team. So we'll say that that does. And then, by the way, this part is in Wichita now. And then Texas Tech with the number 3 with a 25-8 record will be taking on excuse me, number 14 UNC Wilmington, who I believe beat Kentucky a few years ago, from what I remember. Who has a 27-10 record. So we'll see how that goes. Moving on to Providence, we have Kansas with the 21-12 record, taking on Arkansas, the 2013 record, one of the only teams LSU beat in men's basketball. But that'll be an interesting match. I get Big 12 versus SEC, so that's something. So we'll see how that goes. And they're not too far from each other too. So, yeah. And then you have St. John's from New York taking on Omaha. So yeah, St. John's is a very good team. So we'll see if Omaha can stay a chance. But yeah, there's that. Moving on to the to the East regionals, we did South and West. Now we're in the East, and we'll get to Midwest in a bit. I don't see why this don't have to have North. What do I know? So we'll have well, it is what it is. It's all good though. Anyways, we have Duke at number 1, who's some even without Coach K, they're still a very good team at number 1. See, 31-3 record. They're a powerhouse in basketball. Let's be real. Heck, they have the same amount of losses as their football team in the regular season, I guess. But yeah, but there's that. And then taking on it's actually a good thing because both those teams are good. Uh, taking on number 60 would either be American or Mount St. Mary's. Imagine St. John's takes on Mount St. Mary's with Saint versus Saint. Yeah. Well, Saints. By the way, this is happening in Raleigh. So basically a home game for Duke, I guess. Then you have Mississippi State, a 21-12 record, who LSU lost in the tournament. Got beat up a bit too. Taking on Baylor, number 9, with the 1904 records, or 1914 records. So there's that. And then now the next part is having in Seattle. You have a Fiesta Bowl rematch, ironically. It's a completely different sport, and hopefully not as much of a blowout. As you know, Number 5, Oregon, first year in the Big Ten, 24-9 record. Taking on Liberty, I believe they might want to see USA here too. They have a 28-6 record, number 12. So we'll see if that's actually a closer game this time. But yeah, it's basketball compared to football. No. I found that pretty funny yesterday though. When they were playing each other again. The last time they played each other was a blowout, but Oregon won. That's when Liberty was undefeated that year and won his USA. Yeah, in football. But moving on, we have Arizona, first year in the Big 12. They actually did good, really good in the tournament. I think it was them versus Houston, I believe, in the what do you call in the championship. In 20, even though they have a 22-12 record, they've been coming off as of late. I take on Akron, who I believe won the MAC, and or was at a 28-6 record. So we'll see how Akron can do against them. But a blazing hot Arizona team, we'll see what they can do. As a later list. Yeah, anyways, moving on. That part's happening in Seattle. Moving on in Denver, we have BYU at a 24-9 record at number 6, first year in the Big 12 as well. Taking on VCU with a 20-6 record at number 11 seed. So we'll see how that goes. And number 3, Wisconsin at the 26-8 record. I believe they won. I thought they were in the Big Ten championship. After they won or I forgot who won, but yeah. But they're number 3, 26-8 record, taking on Montana with a 25-9 record. So and number 14. So we'll see how that goes. Moving on, we had number 7, St. Mary's from California with a 28-5 record. Take, taking on taking on Vanderbilt, 2012 record. I believe LSU beat them. I don't know. I was at I forgot if they beat them or not. No, I think that's the first team they lost to. I forgot. I don't know. One that first team they lost to. But the Vanderbilt 2012 record at number 10. We'll see how that goes. That might be interesting. We'll see if Vanderbilt can how they can do against St. Mary's. Yeah. Then we got number 2, Alabama. It was a very good team in basketball this year. 25-8 record, taking on Robert Morris with a 26-8 record, number 15, FCS team right there. Football. There's that. That regionals at Cleveland. Uh, moving on is Midwest regionals. We have Houston at number 1, the 30-4 record. They've won the Big 12, I believe. They've been the best team in the Big 12 this year, so makes sense. It's only their second year in the Big 12, so yeah. And they're playing CU, SIUE. I don't know. 22-11 record at number 16. We'll see if they can hit on with Houston. It's going to be tough. We'll see. And then number 8, we have Gonzaga at a 25-8 record, who's moving to the Pac-12 in 2026. Uh, Taking on Georgia with a 2012 record, who's actually somehow good at basketball this year. Because I feel like Georgia's not really known for basketball, but they made the tournament, so Wolfie should be happy. That that part's in Wichita, yeah. Then we have Clemson. Is now in Providence again, I think. Must be a different Providence. What do I know? Or is it? I don't know. No, never mind. It's the same thing. Sorry. I'm still learning my way around. So you have Clemson, 27-6 record, taking on McNeese State, who's at a yeah, number 12, a 27-6 record. Of course, McNeese is out of Louisiana, so there's that. I believe Ed Orgeron's son played there. Football, yeah. Clemson number 5, McNeese number 12. We'll see how that goes. Could you imagine McNeese beats them? That'd be pretty epic. And they're a Louisiana team. I might as well pull from because there's no other to the LSU's in it. Then we have number 4, Purdue, and 22-11 record. Same amount of losses as their football team. At least they're good at something though, and unlike football, taking on High Point at number 13. I believe that's won their first 1,000 tournament or something like that. And a 29-5 record. So there's that. 4 versus 13. 4 being Purdue, High Point being number 13. That's in Providence. Moving on. So we have Milwaukee. We have Illinois with the 21-12 record, number 6. We have either taking on Texas or Xavier. So that might be, who knows how that'll go. Yeah. Yeah, so we have Kentucky, 22-11 record. As they've always been good at basketball. As their number 3 seed, taking on Troy, who's 23-10, and Troy's actually a really good team, at least as I've learned as an LSU fan. But I don't know they're in basketball, but based on a record, they're pretty good. So yeah, we'll see how they can do. We have UCLA at number 7, the 22-10 record, as the basketball program is very good. Like both sides. They're taking on Utah State at 26-7 record and number 10. So yeah, that'll be an interesting matchup. And then we have number 2 Tennessee with a 27-7 record taking on Wofford with number 15 with a 19-15 record. Their amount of losses matches their seeds. So yeah, there's that. There's the men's tournament. So yeah, I'll be making predictions probably tomorrow, I guess. But yeah, for both tournaments. Yeah, but there's the March Madness things. If I had to guess who's gonna win each one of them, I'll say South Carolina. This is an early guess. It might change. I'll say South Carolina for women's and for men's. Oh, I just realized Florida Atlantic didn't make it this year. They're in the tournament a few years. I think they're in the Final Four a few years ago. And then in the men's, I'll say I'll say Florida. Either Florida or Auburn, it seems like. Or actually, yeah, I think Florida wins, honestly. I think they beat Duke. So I don't know. We'll see though. I'll make my predictions very soon. So yeah, I might be making those throughout the day. So anyways, it's probably be the most scuffed bracket, but who cares? Thank y'all for watching. Please like, subscribe. Have a nice day. Goodbye. See you next one. Peace.